Welcome back. Oh, I almost sounded creepy. Welcome back. I don't know why.
It's getting closer to Halloween. You can't help it.
Yeah, it's like today's Christopher Price's birthday or something. I just felt this weird thing overtake me at the start of this. Welcome back to Paranormal Perspective. I'm John Lorden, and joining me as always is...
Christy Arnhart.
This is the show where Christy does the research into a paranormal or paranormal adjacent topic. She tries to pull me back from the brink of skepticism. I don't think I'm skeptical. I think I just am trying to use some logic, apply it to the situation, and see if maybe there's a different explanation that is based in some form of science or ish. Science-ish.
Someday he will learn that logic has no place in the supernatural because it's supernatural.
Seems to happen on this show every so often. So is today going to be one of those days? We record this in front of a live audience that's here with us in the secret studio. If you want to join that, turn on your notification bell and look for this little weird notice that happens usually on Friday afternoons. You can come here and join us live, be a part of the voting process as well. But you can always watch us on the recorded episode and tell us your vote in the comments down below. Christy, what is today's topic?
Today, we will be discussing the Devil's Tramping Ground in North Carolina. Now, don't confuse this with the movie The Devil's Stomping Ground. It's based on the same place, but it's the Devil's Tramping Ground. We're going to the spot.
Can I ask what I'm worried to say? What is a tramping ground? That sounds like an illegal act that you're not supposed to.
Oh no, tramp, like you tramp around, stomp and tramp around.
Okay. All right. You guys give me trouble when I say edging in an episode, but you're going to let her say tramping ground? Come on.
Oh, man.
Come on.
I thought we'd forgotten about that, and it's going to be all over the chat for the rest of the day now.
I know. No, I was just editing those episodes, and that's why I was like, oh, God. Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So what is the question we're putting to the audience?
Well, it won't make as much sense if you don't know about this case now.
Mm-hmm.
But it will, because I go into it right at the first, so it's not going to take long.
I won't drop the question immediately. I'll wait until the middle of your presentation.
Okay. Is what happens in the circle supernatural?
Okay. Supernatural. I think that's pretty straight up. I got it.
Yep.
I just don't know what the circle is, but that's okay.
We're going to get into that.
We are. Let's take a look.
All right. The Devil's Tramping Ground is in western Chatham County, which is about 10 miles from Siler City. And you can see it right here in the highlighted portion. It's kind of in the middle of North Carolina. You've got, is it Raleigh?
Raleigh.
Is that how you pronounce Raleigh? Okay.
Right.
You got that. You've got
west of Raleigh. You got Durham up there. Yeah.
Yeah. There's lots. It's in its own little spot, which is nice. So,
well, you don't want the devil tramping around everywhere. The devil's got to be contained in terms of his tramping around.
He's only allowed certain places. I mean, you don't want him stomping around everywhere, leaving curses and whatnots in his wake.
Right.
That's too much trouble. So, in the woods, you have a clearing.
Okay.
And in this clearing is a circle where nothing grows. They say it's a foot. Okay. The circle is 40 feet in diameter, and no vegetation grows inside of it. Normal vegetation surrounds it, but the only thing you ever get in the middle is some kind of wiry grass and no other plant life at all. The locals have even tried to take some of that wiry grass and plant it in other places to see exactly what it is. They can't get it to grow anywhere else. This is the only spot it'll grow in. Yeah, I thought that was unusual.
It looks unusual just by looking at it. It's like, what the heck happened? I mean, the first thing I'm thinking is that there was some type of like a fire here or something that damaged the soil in some way. And the center does look like, I imagine, because of the lore around this now, that people are probably going out there to have, satanic rituals or something like that, and might be having fires in the center of it. Because the center does look like there's, some people have been burning things there.
I'll get into all of this.
Okay.
Yeah, but he's made very good observations.
Okay.
According to the legend in this area, each night at midnight, Satan shows up at this circle and he walks in a circle while he contemplates all the evil things he's done and tries to think up more evil things to do. So he just walks and stews all night in this circle. And they say that that's why nothing will grow. Even the native indigenous tribes thought that this ground was cursed. It goes back, I guess they've had written records in this area for about the last 300 years, and it's always been there. And it's always been considered a special spot that people don't necessarily like to go to. So,
Oh, well, there's a big
maybe.
sign there. I mean, yeah. Look.
Oh, yeah. Well, everybody wants to come see it during the day.
Look, they even have like a little, like a cartoon devil on the...
They do, with a pitchfork. This is how they drummed up tourism in the 50s.
Mm-hmm.
But they had tourism in the area even before that.
Yeah.
There are a lot of different legends that you can ascribe to this area. It's either the devil walking circles after midnight, or this is a spot that they believe Native Americans would do dances and hold rituals at. But I don't think that's true, because the natives in the area talked about this place as soon as settlers started coming in, and they didn't like it. They thought it was cursed. So I don't see them having done that. But another legend links the area to the legend of the lost colony of Roanoke. Now, supposedly, the tramping ground was an area called Croatoan. And the legend says that the big chief Croatoan was buried here after he fell in a big battle that they had. Okay. Well, we all know that Croatoan was carved on a tree around the area that the lost colony disappeared. So they kind of try to link it with that as well. And I've heard that a couple of different ways. See, you got all kinds of people out here all the time.
They had a photo op.
Yeah. Seriously, you've got people, people come out there all the time.
Wow.
They sneak out there to go camping at night to see if they can see the devil and things like that. Now, other people think that this is where a UFO has landed at some point. I don't know about that one either, because like I said, I mean, we're going back hundreds of years. I don't know. I tend to shy away from the alien explanations out of hand, because everything gets explained by aliens.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, especially in terms of disappearances, especially like when people go missing, and yeah, they're falling into caves, aliens are getting them. It's just whatever. So when visitors come here, they try to stick sticks in the ground or leave objects in the center of the circle. And by morning, the objects are either broken or they're out of the circle. Sometimes they're not even found again. So, and these are people who camped around it that night. So, they don't even have any idea what happened to it. Yeah.
Now, this area has been owned for the last 100 years by the Dowd family. Yeah. It is on the Devil's Tramping Ground Road. It's awesome. So, naturally, you're going to have to get people out here who want to look at the site. Well, you had people come out in the 40s and the 50s, and they tested the soil. And they said that the soil was sterile and had high salt content to it.
Yeah.
But since then, we've done even more testing, and the soil is not infertile. It's actually more fertile now because of all the campfires they've been burning on it since it was tested 70 years ago or so.
Yeah.
And let me just read you this, because it's kind of specific. No one knows why the plants won't grow. Analysis of the soil was done by a soil scientist who came out to the area and took samples. And the report of the analysis that he got back says, quote, "There's no evidence of metals causing this area to be devoid of growth. With no time having been applied, I would not expect calcium and pH to be this high. In addition, soluble salts, even though would not be toxic or higher than we would expect on a soil that has received no lime or fertilizer for long periods of time. Nothing in the test has proven to be the cause of the problem. This one is a mystery, and it was signed M. Ray Tucker, agronomist. So we're still not able to figure this out. It's weird. They can't get anything to grow in it. They can't get anything to grow out of it.
Yeah.
Now we got to wait on that. That's a special one. Now, the gentleman who came out to take the soil samples said that he did notice when he walked a straight line from, through the circle from one end to the other, that his compass goes haywire. Well, to me, that says a high EMF field. You could have rocks in the ground that could draw it magnetically. Maybe there are mountains that surround it on some side. This sounds a lot like the Hoyu Baciu forest in Romania. Remember, that one had a big circle in the middle where vegetation wouldn't grow.
Yep.
They had high EMF fields, and it's the same way here. People feel anxious when they're there. They hear people talking. They hear people walking around. They have panic attacks. To me, that all says high EMF field. So, and to me, that's paranormal. Until we can explain EMF fields and exactly how they work in these instances, to me, that's still paranormal, because I haven't had anyone explain it yet.
I'm kind of wondering about this like tree stump on the left over here. I'm just wondering, like, was there some type of disease that killed this tree and it, fell in that area and the disease infected the ground, or, just something?
I don't think so. I mean, they've tested it several different times, and they've not just tested it the same way each time.
Yeah.
And I would think if there was a fungus or something.
The way this broke, it looks like it could have, fallen over into that direction, but I have no idea. It could predate that happening with the tree. Unfortunately, that's another rough thing. Like, we've got all these photos of it, but we don't have photos kind of from the same angle where we can kind of evaluate things that are going on around it. But yeah, it's clear to me, and people are going there and they're burning stuff in the center of that circle all the time. And also, just if you were in that area, outside of the fact that it's a place people are going to specifically for this reason, like, even if you were just out in the wilderness and you were looking to start a fire somewhere, I'm gonna see that big open patch and say, well, it's smart to start it there because nothing's gonna catch on fire. I'm not gonna burn down the forest basically if I have my little campfire in the middle of this. Okay.
Nowadays, you can actually book the Devil's Tramping Ground and go camp out there at night. Now, they keep the area very clean.
Is it Devil's Tramping Ground Airbnb?
No, you got to bring your tent. Got to bring your tent, but they keep it clean. You can't set fires in the middle of it like people used to do, and they're still experiencing. They see flashing lights, all kinds of stuff coming from that. And there was even, you can show that picture now, because there was even, people are reporting ghosts out here too. Now, this is a picture, and I have the video of it too, so you can watch the video if you want. But that misty fog, they believe, was a ghost there with them while they were out exploring.
I think I'm more scared about these floating red arrows.
They follow some people around.
Okay, let's take a look at this, Christy. What are you doing to us today? All right, this is Kevin, the custodian ghost hunter. Well, which is it, Kevin? Are you a custodian or are you a ghost hunter? A little bit of both.
He's
apparently.
Custodian of the ghost hunters.
Okay, let's see here. Oh no, scary music. Turn that down a little.
Hurry.
See it moving out there?
No. That was it? What?
That was, yeah. I mean, you got all the evidence right there. You don't need anything else, John.
That was it? All right, hold on.
Well, yeah. I mean, you can get slow-mo.
Look out, Kevin.
There it is. And it's moving because it disappears behind the tree.
That's a hit off Kevin's vape. Totally, Christy.
That is clearly a ghost out
Hold on.
during the day.
I can see the shape of the vape in his pocket.
I don't believe it. I believe it's a ghost.
Yeah, no, I'm hoping it's a vape. It could be something else. I think Kevin might be out there. I think he's token.
One more time.
One more time. Super slow-mo. What is this shot? This shot's terrible.
He comes back up.
Oh, okay.
Ghost.
Okay. Oh. Kevin, your parents are going to be so mad. You're smoking weed out. And not to mention, you're not supposed to have a campfire out there. Look, there's logs. There's a Dixie cup in the middle.
I know, but this came before they shut the place off and started booking it.
But Christy, I just answered it. There's logs. There was a campfire. This is smoke from the fire.
Yeah.
Like this is the smoke from the fire.
No.
Yeah, I mean the red is not fire. It might be, but I don't think so. I think the red is Dixie cup. But this is clearly where a fire was. There's a collection. I mean, almost like
at some point, yeah.
Like in this picture, look. I mean, this is obviously wood that someone has put in the middle.
Yeah.
This has to be smoke from this fire, or Kevin exhaling from his vape hit.
That is an old fire pit spot. They're out in the day. They don't need a fire built. That is a ghost walking into the woods.
There's another one over here. There's another Dixie cup. These guys are a mess. Look.
Well, like I said, people they jump the fence, even though the whole area is fenced in, and they would go and scare each other. And they're just lucky the devil didn't get them. That's all I got to say.
There is
whatever. And
there's one frame that's decent. This one here. I don't know. I think it's just smoke from the campfire. I think they spent the night out there, and this is the next morning, and the fire is just smoldering or almost out, and it's just wafting with smoke. I don't think there's any flame. And I think these guys are a mess with their Dixie cups everywhere.
So in the 1930s, they had reports from people who said that hunters in the area, especially people who were hunting possums and raccoons, they have dogs with you to do that. And they said they get chased out of the area by some ferocious black beast. They don't know what it was. They said it resembled a bear, but it was not a bear.
Did the black beast have red hair and a vape? No,
it didn't.
A vape pen?
This was before Kevin.
Can I just say Kevin's a terrible custodian because this place is a mess?
It's much cleaner now. But yeah, you can totally, it's only $15 a person to go camp out there. You can go camp, you can do your ghost hunting, you can do all that stuff. Yeah,
wouldn't it be cool if someone had an EMF reader and they could go out there to look for EMFs?
That's right. An EMF reader and a recorder to record all the footprints and stuff that you get.
Yeah. Look out, there's a ghost that just appeared in your window.
Huh?
There's a ghost.
You mean my kitty cat? This is little Iggy.
Oh.
She likes to be on camera.
Oh my goodness, she's
cute.
But
all I'm saying is, I heard about this from Danielle Hallen.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Well, I was going to say, yeah, she lives right over here, basically. Yeah.
I'm telling you, she totally believes in this spot.
Yeah.
So do I.
Yeah. Well, I might believe in the spot. I do think it's interesting that there is some type of phenomenon that's going on here that has killed the grass here.
Like I said, you get high EMF fields, you get people feeling the way that they do, and it just mirrors so many different places around the world. And a lot of them have devil in the name, like the Devil's Triangle and things like that. Yeah. So and I feel that something unexplained is happening there. I don't know that it's ghosts.
Yeah.
But I do feel that something unexplained is happening.
If they had this on a t-shirt there, I would definitely buy this.
Oh my gosh, yeah, that'd be so cool.
Yeah, like a retro logo. This guy, Kevin, you're a mess. I don't believe any of this. I think that's just haze coming off.
John's firing you.
Look at this guy. Yeah,
It's totally a ghost.
he's never gonna be cleaning up here in the secret studio. Okay, all right. I think that's it for all of the evidence we have.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what's interesting is I like Christie's style with this argument in terms of if we can't really explain the EMF stuff, then that has to be supernatural. Because EMFs, like we can chart EMFs and we can determine where they come from and things like that. EMFs are a very scientific thing, but it's applied to supernatural, especially measurements in terms of ghost hunters for some reason. As a matter of fact, there was
ghosts show up with high EMF fields.
Yeah. Well, I was looking at, we are sending, for you guys that don't know here on the recorded episode, we were sending Christy on a special adventure for hunting ghosts, and I was looking at equipment for doing so. We do have her an EMF meter that's being sent to her, but I was looking at one, and it almost tracked too many different things. It was like EMF, Wi-Fi, other disturbances. I was like, well, what are you, that's like something you'd use at your house. Like, you're like, hey, my Wi-Fi isn't working great in this room, so I'm going to go measure all the different frequencies. And it was almost too much. But Zombie Sauce says, John, you're also a mess. Well, thank you. Thank you, Zombie Sauce.
He is.
I do need a custodian. Kevin, are you looking for work? All right. So we put it to the audience. We put the question, is what happens in the circle supernatural? We are now ending the poll with 63%, Christy. Which way do you think it's going?
Me? Oh, God bless.
She got psyched out for a second. I think we could almost start a spin-off of this show that is just like these crazy American sideshow attractions that have been drummed up based on practically nothing.
There is history on this going back at least 300 years, John.
I guess so. Is there like, oh, look, there's Haunted Rock. And that's been there since 1784.
Hey, look, we've got the Devil's Tea Table.
Devil's Tea Table.
And it's a rock formation. It's huge. It looks like a table. There are tribal engravings in the rocks and everything. It's a super old place.
Well, I'm pretty sure we'll see that in an upcoming episode. Also, maybe a little bit of an update on a previous episode. Now, when I was editing the episode that we recently did on Squatch Watch 2024.
Yeah.
I went looking.
It's been more Squatch, right?
Hold on. You remember my theory about that sighting from the railway car?
Yeah.
I went looking for some form of railroad car, Bigfoot adventure. Give me a minute here. I found a little something I think you're going to find interesting. Squatch Watch. All right, here we go. Yeah, just a little something here, Christy, called Sasquatch Adventure Train. Explore the legend of Bigfoot. Georgetown LoopRR.com. You know what state this is in, Christy?
Is it Colorado?
Colorado itself. Absolutely. And you know what else struck me as weird? And I'm so surprised I didn't put this together during the episode.
What?
You have a video on Facebook with 900,000 views. How many comments were there?
None. There was like one.
One. The person that posted it is either stopped your ability to leave comments or is deleting every single comment that goes there. Why would you do that?
Suspicious.
I believe that footage is from Georgetown Loop Railroad.
Well, screw you guys for putting that up there. Seriously. Seriously. You don't get people excited about Squatch when it's a dude in a suit, okay?
Yeah.
That's a no-no.
Yeah, that's unfair. And I did find references to other similar events where but it's obvious. Like I saw photos from them, and it's like a statue that's out in the middle of somewhere. Like it's not a person in a costume that's actually running around the side of it.
Well, this one was.
This one was. This one was. Yeah.
Yeah, this one was.
What's interesting is when I was searching this on Google, I found references specifically to Georgetown Loop Railroad doing this type of thing. But when I went to their page, I went to their website and tried to find it. I was like, oh, I want to sign up for the next Sasquatch adventure. I can't. Like all the references have disappeared from the actual website, but Google hasn't caught up yet and is still showing the previous information. So I don't know that Georgetown is in on it. I don't know if they're in on it or if they are just saying we don't want to be into that, so we've removed the future Sasquatch tours. I don't know. But yeah, I have a feeling this might be the train. And I'm not 100% sure, but I'm just saying it might be the train.
Iggy doesn't approve.
Poor Iggy. Iggy's heart's broken. Do you see what you guys did? Do you know how excited Iggy gets about Sasquatch?
She's asleep. Her heart's broken. She's just going to pretend it didn't happen.
Yeah, she's a Squatch hunter. Well, Christy.
How stupid.
Yeah, you did not win today, but that's okay. We had fun anyway. We appreciated all your hard work on today's episode. Thank you so much. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. Remember, you can do this in the secret studio, or if you want to send some ideas to Christy, send them to paranormalpers@gmail.com. Let her know your best idea, and maybe that will be the one that tilts. I'm pretty sure I'm winning most of these, but maybe that'll be the start of the landslide that pulls me back.
People nowadays are so jaded, though. Everything can be faked. So even, seriously, I saw someone say the other day, even if I showed you a real video, straight up, this is what it is, nobody believe it, they call it fake. So, you know, I don't mind being the underdog for a little while.
It's that is a good point, except if there's a real event like that happening and you have multiple people capturing it at the same time, you can push through that. You're making a good point. If it's one person's perspective and it's one camera, you can always monkey with it. You could always use CGI and make some type of modification. But when real things happen, and we know this because of stuff that happens in society that might be egregious. I don't want to go too far down that, but when there's multiple witnesses, everyone pulls their phone out, everyone starts filming that type of event, and then you are able to really parallel the information and say, well, obviously something here happened because we've got 5 different people that captured it at the same time.
Well, and not only that, but I see a lot of new creators falling into this rabbit hole.
Yeah.
The newest thing that they have out is AI creating these creepypastas, and they have pictures and everything to go with it. I love them. They are so cool and scary, but people pick it up and they're like, oh my gosh, I've never heard this urban legend before. And they spread it everywhere. And see, Iggy's like, nah.
Yeah. Iggy's not happy about that.
No, they are fun to watch, but you got to watch them because the new people, I'm telling you, she's done. The new people are getting it wrong.
Yeah. Well, the believers are still out there, Christy. You just have to find them, and you have to make sure they have more than one angle in terms of the footage they're sending in. That's how you can win. All right, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. We will catch you next time on Paranormal Perspective. Until then, we will see you on the... Don't get your face ready too early. It's for the end. See you on the other side.